What's happening, YouTube? Back again with another exciting video on Sam Moore 138, my channel. I've oftentimes wondered, if I was to shoot at a hay bale, would it even go through it? I got 9 pistols here today and 10 different pistol calibers. Got me a 4x8 sheet of fiberglass set up behind the bale, and I got me a piece of cardboard right here. I'm gonna set this piece of cardboard up against it. We're gonna shoot through this bale. Hopefully that 4x8 sheet of fiberglass will catch the bullet if it comes out. If not, we know that it'll get stopped by a hay bale. I'm gonna be using my smallest guns all the way up to some of my biggest guns. Let's get into this video, but first, we gotta get our cardboard up there. I think that's about center right there. Like I said, we got 10 different calibers right here for y'all we're going to be testing with. We're going to be starting with the 22, followed up by the 25, next to the 380, the most common caliber probably used ever, 9mm, the 40, and the 45 ACP, knockdown king. We got a 38 special and a 357 Magnum. Beside that, we have a 44 Magnum, and on the end, we got the 45 long coat. Which one of these pistol calibers do y'all think is going to go through the hay bale? Right now, go to the comments and put your answer in the comments. Do you think a 22 is going to go through? Or do you think it's going to take one of these big Magnum cartridges? Let me know down in the comments. This right here is going to be a lineup of the firearms that we're going to be using, the pistols. We're going to be starting off with the 22 LR, followed up with this Beretta 25. We got this Ruger LCP and 380. We're going to be using the Glock 19X for the 9. We have a Smith & Wesson 40 we're going to be using to shoot the 40. The 45 ACP will be coming out of this here 1911. Both the 38 and the 357 Magnum are both going to be fired out of this Rossi. The 44 mag right here is going to be, I think it's a Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter is what we're going to be shooting, the 44 mag. And last but not least, the Judge and the 45 long coat. Let's get into it. Starting off, we're going to be using this 22 long rifle, JP Sowers. This is an old gun. We're going to be using this 40 grain 22 LR. It's going to be going about 1,200 foot per second. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Should be ready to go. First shots with the 22 long rifle. I'm going to go about dead center. Nice little entry. It doesn't look like any exit. And I don't see anything on the sheet of fiberglass. Looks like we didn't get through. The 22 didn't make it. Let's move on to the 25. Next, we're going to be using this Beretta 950 Jetfire and 25 ACP. This is a 50 grain bullet, going about 700 foot per second. Let's shoot it. I'm going to go right to the right of the 22. Good shot. Let's see. And I don't see anything in the 4x8 sheet. It looks like the 25 couldn't make it through it. Let's move on to a bigger caliber. The next shots, we're going to be using the Ruger LCP. We're going to be using a 90 grain bullet that's traveling about 900 foot per second. I went ahead and circled where we drew, or where I shot earlier, the 22 and the 25. That way we can keep up with what bullet holes which one. Let's get into it with the 380. I'm gonna go to the left of the 22. critical. The fence had a good entry right there. I don't see any exit on the hay bale, and I don't see anything on the 4x8 sheet. 380, not strong enough to go through a hay bale. Let's see what is. Next, we're going to be using the Glock 19X, a very common pistol, and it's going to be firing the 9mm, a 115 grain, moving at about 1140 foot per second. Let me know down in the comments. Did y'all think we'd make it this far? What caliber do y'all think's going through? We're finna see if this 9mm will do it. All right, I'm gonna go to the right of the 22 with the 9mm. Here we go. Right underneath the 25. No exit out of the bale. And no damage done to the 4x8 sheet of fiberglass. Glock 9mm, not enough. Let's move on to a bigger caliber. Moving on up to the 40, we're going to be using this Smith & Wesson right here. Our bullet is a 180 grain, moving at about 1100 foot per second, or 1200 foot per second. Let's see if it goes through. All right, I'm gonna shoot to the right since we're kind of stacking up in the center right there. Here goes the 40. Woo, that thing's got a long trigger pull. Woo! And made a nasty hole. That 40 caliber didn't get through it. And that's a high pressure round. Let's move on up to the 45. All right, let's catch up on our board right here. We got our 380. We got our 9mm. And right here, we got our 40. Now, we're gonna move on to the 45. This is a 230 grain bullet. And it's moving 840 foot per second. Let's see if it'll get through the hay bale. This right here is actually one of my favorite calibers. I know it's got a lot of knockdown power. Let's see if it has enough to get through this hay bale right here. I'm gonna shoot down a little bit lower right there, dead center. Here we go, 45 ACP. Woo! Now that one had some thump out of all of them. Good shot right there. I don't see any hay blew out the back. And I don't see no hole in this here fiberglass. So the mighty 45 ain't getting through no hay bale. Let's move on to a bigger caliber. Next, we're gonna be using my Rossi. We're gonna be shooting a 158 grain 38 special plus P, moving at about 900 foot per second. Let's see if this right here will punch through that hay bale. A little bit smaller, moving a little bit faster than that 45. Let's see, I'm gonna shoot up here to the left a little bit. 38 special plus P, here we go. That was a smooth shooting gun right there. That felt great. Good entry. I don't see anything that looks like an exit, and I don't see anything on our fiberglass. 38 plus P. Not enough. Let's move on up to 357 Magnum. Next, we're going to be shooting a 158 grain 357 Magnum round out of the Rossi. This is a 158 grain moving at about 1250 foot per second. So around 350 foot per second faster than the one we just fired. Let's see if this 357 Magnum will get through this hay bale. I think I'm gonna shoot kind of up about where my knife is. Let's see if this 357 will go through. Woo! That definitely had the most kick so far. Damn, I thought that 357 Magnum had a chance, but it don't look like it did. Next up, one of the biggest guns on this list, the 44 Magnum Bounty Hunter. This is a 240 grain bullet, moving at about 1,300 foot per second. It should be ready to go. Let's see if this 44 Magnum's gonna go through. Have y'all been surprised so far? Or do y'all think we're finna get through it? Let's see. The big bad 44 Magnum. I'm gonna go right up above the knife, kind of right beside the knife to the right. Here we go. Woo! Well, I shot a little low. Good Lord, that thing's got some kick. Woo. But it didn't go through the bell. The mighty 44 Magnum didn't make it through the round bell. We only got one gun left, folks. Let's see if we can get through it. And the last gun on our list, the mighty Taurus Judge. Shoots 410s and also these 45 long coats. These are an old cowboy round, 250 grain bullet, moving at about 800 foot per second. Let's see if this will get through this hay bale. Here we go. The big 45 long coat. Let's see if I can put this one right up here by this knife a little bit better, right here. Is it gonna go through? Woo! Look at the smoke off that thing, baby. Woo! What a hit. That's the biggest hole we got so far. Well, by God, I tell you what we don't got. We ain't got a hole in that fiberglass right there. All 10 rounds were unable to get through that hay bale. Can y'all believe that? Is that what y'all thought was gonna happen? Or did y'all just think it was gonna stop them all? I ain't surprised. I didn't think we was gonna get through them. This right here is gonna be part 1 of the hay bale series. I'm gonna come back on my next video. We're gonna step it up. We're gonna move up to 10 rifles and 10 rifle calibers. We're gonna get through one of these hay bales. Catch us on the next one on part 2. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and sub for more, baby. Right there at Sam Moore 138. We out of here. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.